We're talking. We've already started, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Wrestler Review Patreon chat episode. We're starting quick because I, very old school, slept through my alarm and I
Ooh.
woke up at 8:55 and I said this. I said, "Oh, Dylan's gonna grill my bacon. He's gonna grill my bacon." But he understood. He understood that
Yeah, I got a lot of stuff going on,
he
so
does.
don't
He
even
does.
worry about it. I was emailing Elon Musk.
Dylan has diversified. Dylan is now not only just he's not only just a hot dad and a hot podcaster and a hot comedian. He's also a hot entrepreneur.
Yeah, I only invest in people with busty CEOs.
That's true.
I got a lot of money in whatever the Kardashians sell.
Yeah, hi. Does your company involve me smelling the seat you're sitting in before you leave?
If your CEO doesn't have any D's, I'll be C'ing my way out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know what's great about being? I was thinking a lot about the
Misogynist
chat
investors,
episode,
yes.
and I wanted to the chat episodes. I wanted to ask you about wrestling company owners.
Ooh.
In that, I want to make a list of best human being who was a wrestling company promoter to worst human being who was a wrestling company promoter. It is going to be so hard to start, so hard to finish.
We haven't ever done a Paul Heyman episode. I feel like Paul Heyman was like, no, you see, it's part of the angle that Tommy Dreamer raped you. So,
Yeah.
I feel like that could be something.
What you got to understand is that paying you is actually against the law.
The Sandman's character is that he hit your kid with a car. That's part of the angle.
Yeah. Welcome to the ECW arena. My dad owes me money in that I need him to pay the rent on this building. Okay. But what I'm saying is,
my dad doesn't buy me lunch every day, I count that as a debt.
Yeah. Yeah.
You didn't buy me lunch yesterday, Daddy. You owe me $50. I eat big lunches.
Something you don't know about Sandman is that actually he's the smartest person I've ever met, but he one time corrected my grammar while speaking, and I gave him booze to control him. ECW Arena.
Isn't it crazy that, kind of looking at it, the only company that wasn't directly funded by someone's dad's money is the one that everyone yells about in WCW? Like, WCW was funded by...
Oh my god. It's the only wrestling company that's never been funded by someone's dad's money. Holy shit.
Vince, obviously the WWE and AEW, Smoky Mountain, obviously Jim Cornette comes from a very well-to-do family. Paul
and
Heyman,
Rick Rubin,
same thing.
Who's his music daddy?
Rick Rubin. So he had two daddies. He had his regular bummy, and because that's what everyone. That's obviously the character, and it's a great character. I can't believe they haven't redone Mama's Boy Jim Cornette.
Because I don't think because no one's remembered it because it's like the thing with that it's too deep into the territory, so no one's just thought to do it. That's the thing that's crazy.
they kind of did it with Raven, but it isn't like a main event character.
I will also say this is no one talks about how good the Raven introduction was in WCW in that they actually did really play into he was this
great
spoiled
first act, and then the second act was
great.
The second act was just Goldberg is our new guy, so he kills you guys all now.
Yeah, and also Perry Saturn's gonna beat you all for some reason. And will Perry Saturn be wearing a weird goth dress that we won't acknowledge? But will? Yes.
Well, here's a weird what if. Those Marvel what ifs, because I think the best. Ranking them best to worst we should do. But here's another what if to start the episode. What if Hulk Hogan was a successful actor?
Oh my god.
How does wrestling... I think wrestling is way worse off. A lot of people would be like, no, because then they would have... Then finally Marty Jannetty would have got his due. But,
so here's the two things. And for the promoters list, I want to do that. And if you are listening to this on Patreon, please send us the list of all the promoters you can think of for this list. So the ones I can think of right now off the top of my head are Vern Gagne, Paul Heyman, Stu Hart, Fritz, Dory Sr., Paul Bosch, the Giant Baba.
Paul Bosch is probably number one now.
Jim Barnett. Why is Paul? As in he's the nicest guy.
Yeah,
that is true. Except he had a bastard son named Gino Hernandez, who he let have a big drug addiction, and he just paid him a bunch of money to be like, "Be around my son, but I will not acknowledge you are my kid." So that said, he is a wrestling promoter. Where you're like, that's actually probably he didn't fuck the kid. So that first of all, you're like, all right, well, that's a lot of guys.
His own son.
Yeah, like Bill Watts is another one. Jim Cornette is another one. Jerry Jarrett, Jeff Jarrett, Jerry Lawler. But Jerry Lawler would have fucked the kid. Jerry Lawler would have fucked the kid, allegedly, supposedly.
No, the kid was too strong.
That's true. So yeah, those are all. Please send us all, and then we will build that list. Okay, let's take. I want you to give me a year when Hulk Hogan becomes a successful actor, because that affects it the most.
Okay. I'm gonna go Hulk Hogan, IMDb.
Because his first
so what do you think would
foray-
have been the most interesting if he was?
His first foray is No Holds Barred.
Okay, well, so we'll say No Holds Barred doesn't become successful.
Well, first of all, No Holds Barred at the time was not successful. No Holds Barred now is incredibly successful because everyone realized it's the greatest movie of all time. Here are some of the reasons why No Holds Barred is the greatest movie of all time. No one knows the villain is bad, and at the end he's electrocuted in front of a bunch of people in tuxedos, and they all cheer, which literally is what Vince McMahon thinks would happen if he killed Ted Turner. I love No Holds Barred.
He plays himself in Gremlins 2. Let's say Suburban Commando is a big hit. 1991.
Have you seen Suburban Commando?
I have not.
It is great. I rented it a lot from Rogers Video on Carling Avenue in Ottawa, Ontario. I was frozen today.
Yeah, it has to be Suburban Commando because Mr. Nanny is 1993, and that's his next movie. And Mr. Nanny is already like you're playing with the fact that he's a tough guy.
Okay, so Suburban Commando. If Suburban Commando turns out to be like a surprise hit, that's huge. So that happens 91.
I'd say here's the whole thing I'm saying is that I think he's still, even if Suburban Commando's a hit, then you still have The Rock's essential career arc, which is that he does still come back to WWF essentially for what he did, which was spot runs where he wins.
I disagree with you. The Rock likes wrestling more than Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan's way more of a piece of shit who would be like, sorry, brother, I now live in Hollywood. I have to go have sex with this Lindsay Lohan.
Yeah, but you don't. First of all, this is pre-Parent Trap. That would have been a fresh baby.
I choose my
by.
words carefully.
I'm just saying that you don't think Hulk Hogan would have still been like, oh, I'm the best in Hollywood, and now I'll just go beat whoever their champion is and just pop back in and fucking.
I would, but I think it would be like he would show up like really fucked up. Like he'd show up like, this guy coped with his divorce by fucking Bubba the Love Sponge's wife, taking a call from his son and then using the N-word.
See, this is the thing. I think this is the other thing. I don't think that was an outlier. I think that was just
I'm agreeing with
night.
you. I'm agreeing with you completely.
I don't think he was like, oh, he was like, well, time to go to Old Reliable, the old bar that I always go to, having sex with Bubba's wife while Bubba watches in a room and goes, mm-hmm.
Yes, we're on the same page. What I'm saying is his level of celebrity, that was his behavior. If you're giving him A-list, you're a demigod in society celebrity, he's murdering a dog on La Brea Avenue with a gun. Like he's just, bro, yeah. Let me show you how I make my poodle sit, dude. Bang! just like, what are you doing?
Yeah, and releases a dog training video. You just gotta shoot him in the face, dude.
Dude, what you gotta do, dude, is you gotta make sure you got one ball out of your pants, dude, and then you shoot your dog, dude. You're not taking into the Florida account. Like, this is the thing with America and celebrities, especially in the 90s. Like, now there's a lot of accountability. Like, here's what no one like pre-Me Too, if you were a big enough celebrity, like in the 70s, essentially, like, people were aware of Bill Cosby's horrific behavior, but people were like, she was at the Playboy Mansion wearing a bra. What did you fucking think was going to happen?
Yeah, this is the other thing where Patton Oswalt has a joke about this, and now I've been reminded of the Robert Evans biography, where it's just like
one of the most like, insane juxtapositional biographies.
It's hard of De Niro's character to run over your dog.
Yeah, so literally it would be like, the first chapter would be like, I was negotiating hard with an insurance company that was going to buy a portion of Paramount Pictures that would allow us to greenlight a little movie called The Godfather. And then the second chapter was, I'll never forget the taste of Ali MacGraw's pussy after I did 8 lines of cocaine out of the skull of a Vietnamese child. Oh, my penis was so hard it cut glass. I shit a bunch of acorns, and then Steve McQueen just started punching my flaccid penis. And it's just like,
that's good stuff.
And then the next chapter was like, I had a quiet lunch with the head of MGM, and we had soft wedge salads and talked about a little film you might know called The Great Escape. Something else escaped from my pocket that day, and that was a small gerbil I was about to shove up Richard Gere's asshole. Like, you're just like, what is this man?
Well, that's all entertainment. All entertainment is like, there
No,
used to be
it's not.
total hedonism.
Yeah, but now you know
but
what
like
entertainment
it's
is?
jock
You know?
hedonism.
It is now. Hedonism is literally like, it's like Joe Rogan smoking weed on a podcast.
That's what
like,
I mean, though. That's what it's gone. Now it's like hedonism is like, ooh, I think I'm gonna have a non-keto bun.
Exactly. Hedonism
Which,
is
by
like,
the way, I'd like to say this publicly: carbs are coming back because there is a war, and gas is very expensive, and so is lettuce. So,
I completely
ladies
agree
and
with
gentlemen, keto is dead. Let's dance on its grave. That is the silver lining of having a horrible war and a horrible economic problem, is that like people are gonna be eating that goddamn Wonder Bread again.
you. Not only do I agree with you, someone recently said to this, it was like, I've been doing keto throughout the entire pandemic. I just stopped. Now I just run every day, and my body feels even better. And I was like, wait a fucking second. You were just doing keto and not moving, and so you were basically just like, I will just eat a bunch of fat, have horrible shits, and risk losing my gallbladder. No movement for me. And you're just like, this is why we don't have good things.
Well, yeah, that's the whole version. That's the whole dieting thing. Is
I know.
like, we never move, so we have to ingest no calories. It's like, well, guys,
Just
we're gonna be moving because we're gonna be running from tanks.
Yeah. It's funny. I've had an insane week. I got bed bugs for the second time in 8 months and have now moved.
That's like getting COVID twice in 2 months, buddy. You should almost get they should mail you a belt. They should. Be
I
like,
agree.
Listen, it's very hard. Sorry to have.
I should also be
bed
mailed
bugs."
a belt because my building has been so uncooperative, and
Well, it's a
I just keep-
conglomerate, right?
pardon me.
It's the WCW of buildings.
Of course it is. It's just a giant faceless corporation.
Mhm.
But what I have enjoyed was when because they're like, you have to pay rent while we do a treatment, and I just went and checked a bunch of my legal things, and I basically did well, then I quit. You can't fire me, and it was a very interesting move where they were like, I was like, well, I'll just give notice. This is my first and last. I pay you, then fuck you. And then they were like, fine, you have to put that in writing in an email, though. And I was like, okay, boom. And then I love when people try and get their power back when they've like, you know what I mean? Where they're like, damn it, now we have to do more work. And they try and like, it's my it's like that passive aggressive move that I enjoy so much. Like oh yeah, well, you have to do this step. I love it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the really shitty thing about the corporation thing too is there's not even like some person you can yell at. It's just like, even if you go to the top of the corporation, it's still like 5 people in suits who really are just like not really the people in the corporation because they can also just be moved around. So it's like this weird, not even a person that you can just like fucking strangle. Like if I was actually
but
really
here's the
mad
thing
at
that- here's the
McDonald's,
thing,
I'd
here's the
just
thing.
go beat up like I'd just beat a guy who looked like Ronald McDonald enough to death.
This is the trick, though. This is my trick, especially when it's dealing with this kind of corporation. And I know this is the building has a Facebook group that is filled with very whiny people.
Yes.
And I will be posting just so everyone
Facebook,
knows
Yelp.
this was my unit number. I had bed bugs. You may want to make sure you get checked. Go fuck yourself. Like it's what like tell the property company
Also,
it was
it's like
me.
if I had bed bugs, you also have bed bugs. Like this whole
Yeah.
building is infested.
The whole building has bed bugs. I know it has bed bugs because the first thing they said was, "You're the only unit that has bed bugs," and so I was like,
how bed bugs work, man.
"That's not how bed bugs work." And also, in the tone in which you're saying that, you're saying it like me
brought
when
them
I've
in, I
eaten
was
all
like-
the sandwiches. Wasn't just me who ate all the sandwiches. I'll have you know.
That's sick though. Anyway, I think honestly, a guy with bed bugs would be a sick. That's a good tweener character. If he has
my
bed
God,
bugs
yeah.
against a heel, that's good. If he has them
If they
against
want,
the
if
face,
they need to
oh,
move Darby Allin away from Sting and they want to put him with someone else, they could just put him with Bedbug Billy. And Bedbug Billy would just like, he's scratching, gross. Darby, what are you thinking? I wanna go
AEW would
back
be
to
sick if like they went with the reality of the situation and just like actually did an angle about how Sting discovers that Darby Allin's an emotional abuser and then reckons with the fact, like, can he still be his friend? And then also,
I mean, it would be
Sting
even
is
more
like,
interesting if
is
Sting
he
realized
abusing
that
me?
how many of Sting's friends turned out to be abusive. He's like, first Lex, now Darby. Is it the Stinger that does this? Is it the Stinger? I really hope that that Steve refers to himself in the third person and he always says, the Stinger? So Sting,
Stinger!
you're gonna walk out with Darby Allin. The Stinger's walking out with Darby. That's fun. And they're like, "Yeah, you've been doing this for like a year." Well, the Stinger likes it.
It is funny how like Sting, because his character, the best thing that ever happened to Sting was that goth character, the Crow, because
Yeah.
he gets to wear black and it just hides all of the things that are happening with his old body. But the second
Oh
thing
my god, I didn't
about-
even think of that. That's
Oh,
so
yeah.
funny.
And the second thing that happened to Sting is that like I think it's super funny that he has two characters that have really worked is the Crow and obviously fucking I paint my face like David Bowie and I'm just fucking pumped about life, but he has to like combine those, which are two really just characters that don't mix. So he's like a guy. So if you don't know who Sting is, first of all, you're like, wait, why does this guy have the name from the dude from the Police? And then he comes out and he's just fucking pumped about life, but still a goth. Like,
Yeah, it's
yeah, I write poetry. Sleeping in is great. The sun is good. Woo!
Yeah,
This
exactly.
poem's called "All Right, Let's Go."
Also, why is that 60-year-old hanging out with that 20-year-old who skateboards? It's like he's like his best friend who's also his dad. Do we need to explain everything in wrestling to you fucking people? Like, what's your problem?
It's just sick to be like a guy, just some goth guy who's like, yeah, I'm skipping class. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna have black coffee, which I fucking love. Woo!
Yeah. Let me fucking tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna skate the board down to the park and we're gonna cry because Teresa didn't return our note. Woo!
Check this out. I'm smoking cigarettes, which are fucking awesome. Woohoo! Yeah!
Holy shit, they've got black clothes, cigarettes, black like my heart. Woo!
Can you imagine like a guy surfing and you're like, and a guy, he's just in fucking, he has a trench coat on? You're like, how is
Yeah.
this guy surfing in a trench coat? Just because I love surfing doesn't mean I don't love fucking death too, buddy. Woo! Let's fucking go!
Yeah, I'm Goth. I'm Goth and 62 and Christian. Woo!
He is a
I want to talk
Christian
more about
Goth.
Hulk Hogan becoming a big star in 1991. Because here is the thing what that means is I think what that means is Ric Flair never goes back to the WCW. And but Hogan would.
Truly get wrestling nerd. Hogan would be in WCW because he would always be available to the highest bidder. It's just I don't think. All right, first of all, the NWO never happens, or if it does, Hulk Hogan. That would be very interesting. Behind
See, I
the
think that
scenes.
the NWO would totally happen. He would be way more of a big bad. So the NWO would happen, and I think that
I just don't think it would happen because he wouldn't be around enough to do the Dungeon of Doom, to do all these things. It would literally be Hulk
Oh,
Hogan
you're
popping
right.
in and out, where they do like 1995 WCW is just an extension of 1994 WCW. So he
I mean,
comes
hang on,
in,
I
beats
agree.
Vader, and then fucks off. It'd be a lot
Can-
more like what WWE's like now, where they would build a dude and then just Hogan kills him and he rips out.
Can I just make this point?
Yeah.
And this is just because I've watched like WCW in the pandemic was my fucking like I've watched a lot of these old nitros.
They're
Here's
very
the thing
calming.
that we don't remember. They're so calming. Like hey, would
How
you like
many
to watch?
fucking made-for-TV movies they had where they'd be like, the NWO is a scourge on us and they're trying to destroy WCW,
Oh.
but that Hulk Hogan movie looks good. Like they'd have to break the
The
storyline all
amount
time.
of coverage they give his fucking movie where he has weird hair and Carl Weathers that's in the run up to the Sting match called like
Yeah, we gotta
Devil's
watch these
Island.
movies, man.
We do
Or
have
like
to.
wasn't there a movie where like Hogan
But this is the thing that I'm
Hogan
actually getting to.
and Sting
Is-
were in the movie? Anyway, continue. Sorry.
That's Thunder in Paradise, where Sting plays a guy at an underwater prison. Is he a killer? He's worse. He's a fighter. That's not worse than a killer.
am a fighter.
I'm a fighter.
I fight the urge to fucking.
I
have
fight
fun
the urge
every
to leave my
goddamn
wife.
day,
I'm Jesse Ventura. Okay.
I'm Jesse Ventura, and you know what? I invented getting sucked off.
I get it. Hulk Hogan is not there very often. Like this is the thing is the NWO actually could take place as much as because like Hogan does not appear nearly as much as we remember him doing so because the NWO is always there and they would just imply like and Hollywood's in the limo. Maybe Hogan will show up. Like they just talked about it. It's this very weird thing that WWE never does that Cody's forcing them to do with his pec injury, which is just talk about someone who's not there this week. And like, because like Vince is this weird thing
Dirt
of like,
sheets, man. Like not dirt sheets, but the internet has ruined all of that. There's 95. Not only like you used to have to just worry about Dave Meltzer in the 90s and he didn't have that many people who subscribed to him, but like now it's even like there's that Sean Ross Sapp guy who I've never heard him speak, but I just off Twitter vibes, I don't imagine I'd enjoy him. I mean, maybe he's a nice guy, but I'll fuck you up, Sean Ross, bitch.
You will fuck him up. You've
I
talked a
wanna
lot
fuck
about
up
fucking him up.
How about this? Let's fuck up some wrestling journalists who we can. Not anyone who we think would even close to give us a fight.
Brian
I'm gonna
Alvarez,
say it
I
right
feel
now,
like we
Dave
could
Meltzer,
beat
no.
we could beat the shit out of, but he would hurt the shit out of us.
Yeah, I don't want that. I want to easily win.
Oh yeah. Then we're looking at Sean Oliver from Kayfabe Commentaries. We could beat the fuck out of that guy, no problem. Like,
Good.
I feel like I throw a
Yeah.
glass of water in his face, and you just be like, perfect.
Hit him with a bat. Also, we have a bat in all these. None of
Oh,
these
yeah.
are agreed upon fights. These are
Oh no, we've
Flat out
long
assaults.
established the Wrestler Review code of conduct, which is you attack with surprise, you attack when they're weak. Oh, what's that? Your
Heels on
mom
the
just
mic?
died? Get him.
heels in life.
Exactly. We are heels in life. Oh my God. Are you Dylan, are you proposing another heel turn? That's what we always talk about. We're like, when I got divorced, by the way, I turned to my wife and I was like, you're not gonna like this heel turn I'm about to take
Yeah,
on.
yeah. Razor's Edge, divorce papers.
What was
Called
your
for it.
I got her to give me the Rager's Edge into the divorce papers.
That would be sick if you were about to sign the divorce and then you chokeslammed them and then signed it. Like
Yeah,
a
no, it's weird. I have
contract
some weird
signing.
stuff put in our divorce contract. I was like, the only way that it can be our divorce can be consummated is she has to give me the Styles Clash.
I mean, I would have been very happy if she showed up to sign the papers and there was one of those very long tables and for some reason Tyson Tomko was behind you.
Oh, that would be
You're like,
really,
sorry,
really
I
good.
just was taught that's how this is. This is
Yeah.
my lawyer. He has sleeves. He has a tie on, but an affliction shirt
But still,
on
shirt,
over
of
that
course.
tie.
Oh yeah, no jacket, just a tie with a t-shirt. The
Oh, yeah.
classic denotion. That's something that they stopped doing in the '90s, which was there were all these restaurants where it's like a tie was required, and so a scene in every cop show that aired on Friday night would just be the tough bad cop sat there in a sleeveless shirt like me, but wearing a tie. You can't fuck with him.
No, wait,
What are you looking
was it? Okay, Hogan.
So Hogan. So here's what I'm saying is if Hogan's in WCW, you can absolutely do the NWO because Jesus fucking Christ, was he not there that often? Like it was definitely used by Ric Flair when they were like, we needed Ric Flair because of Thunder. And I guarantee he was like, Hogan never is here. Like Hogan just kind of shows like Kevin Nash talks about it in shoot interviews where he's like, what was I gonna say? Like Kevin Nash is talking about like how Kevin Nash and Scott Hall got away with drinking beer while being backstage at Nitro is they would just make sure that if Hogan was there, they'd give Hogan a beer first and then no one would say anything. And like,
Yeah, the boss is drinking too.
yeah,
That is the thing. Like, it's so interesting when you think about it. This is the thing that no one really revisits is when you look back at this period. It's crazy how like the WWE is just WCW, but people are just like fine with it. It's kind of like NWO WCW was this one great idea they had, and that belied all the problems that they had.
well, it's also they didn't have that many problems until the wheels really came off.
It
Like,
was really a silver bullet. It's like turning a long-term babyface who everyone loves heel is a silver bullet, much like the CM Punk shoot promo. And I forget who said this after the pipe bomb, but I'll never forget it. It was a wrestling guy. It wasn't like a wrestling journalist or whatever, or just a wrestling nerd, we'll say. But like, he was just saying this is the type of thing you can only do once every 10 years and in like very specific situations. And it's like,
yeah.
you can't have the guy who shoots every single fucking week. Otherwise you end up with like, yeah, we get it. Like you end up like just discussing like, I didn't like that sandwich they had at catering, and I don't care who knows it.
Well,
just
it's
like,
the thing. It's the thing of the Attitude Era, and it's interesting because MJF has brought it back, which was Shane Douglas started saying "cut my music," and then by the time it was '98, every wrestler who got in the ring, cut it. Like, shut the fuck
talking
up.
to the production truck.
Yeah,
The boys in the back, guys in the truck. You know what I'm saying? And it's just
yeah.
guys
Like,
"Ugh,
oh my
you don't
god.
even
Like,
talk
but that
to
was the
us."
thing. The thing with WC, when people are like WWE is like WCW now, it's like in broad strokes. But WCW in 2000 is like you literally like. I don't think they had a meeting before this giant television production went on the live air. Welcome everyone to WCW Thunder. None of the wrestlers are here yet, so let's just go to Mean Gene Okerlund just talking about truck stops he likes to visit. There's one in New Jersey with no lights, so you can do
say
it,
this
please.
though? Can I say this though? It does, wrestling like that does strike me like when we would show up to a comedy show like 2 minutes early and be like, yeah, I've been doing this 20 years, I got this, and then you realize, oh no, this is a harder situation than I thought. I've been doing this fucking 18 years. I think I know what I'm in for.
Oh geez. Wait, we're in for
wait
this?
a minute.
I'm not prepared.
I was supposed to do an hour of customized material. So anyway, your company's interesting. That reminds me of 17 minutes of stuff about my kid I have.
Something that a gig I think about all the time, which was when I performed for the executive board of Via Rail, and the owner loved roasts, and he's like, "Come and roast us." It was the CEO or something. "Come and roast us," and it was just them and their wives, seven people.
And you were like, "Your wife's pussy takes like your friend's dick."
I did it for 30 minutes. His wife hated it so much, she was stood next to him going, "Do not give this man the check." And I had to say, I was like, "You can try and get this money back, but if you don't give me the check, it's a violation of your contract, and that is a legal problem for you." And I'll never forget him being like, I could see in his eyes, he's like, "That's not true, but I'm going to give this guy the check." And I remember I grabbed the check at a certain point because he had it, and I went, and I ran and just cashed it in a bank like within 10 minutes because I was like, I think they're going to take this money back. And they sent emails for months trying to get the money back.
That is a classic thing where it's like, hey, I like this thing. I haven't talked to anyone around me about it. I like it though, so I'm going to do it. And it's like, yeah, man, your birthday is your birthday, but you're not 5 years old. You have to take into account everyone else.
I know. That's the funniest thing. Your birthday is not for,
it's
yeah,
not
that's
for
so
you.
point.
It's about you, but it's for everyone else. Like when you're an adult.
I'd
also say once you're past 11, actually.
No, it's also like what it is that you do. You have to take in everyone else into account. Like you can't just be like,
produce a child. No one gives a fucking shit about your goddamn birthday.
Well, this is just because Dylan is a father and he's upset about the amount of attention that his son is getting over Dylan. Like Dylan called me yesterday and he was like,
tell you this, he was a hit of the bar yesterday. We went to a bar.
Oh, my core. And Dylan was very jealous. Dylan was like, I was doing a lot of really impressive stuff too. I drank milk at the bar. I tried to get carried. I was hitting on women. Dylan was like, I was hitting on women.
I was actively trying to cheat on my wife in front of my wife. That's
of course
sick.
Dylan's favorite way to try and cheat on his wife is in front of his wife. Like he'll just walk up to like a girl with big jugs and be like, I am married, so I know how to handle those things. And then your wife is just like, he doesn't.
I say, you got fucking droopy ass tits, scrape them off the ground and get your lips on my dick.
Oh my god! There's something about scrape them off the dirt.
Those fucking pancakes off the ground. Suck me off, you dumb asshole. I don't make it I make it genderless. I don't say bitch. I say asshole.
I really enjoy that I like someone making sure to be both progressive and mean. I am aware that you are non-binary, and I want you to know they fuck you.
They can suck me off. I remember this. I remember on AOL chat, my mom got a message one time because I said "fuck you" to someone, and then the preceding thing was like, they were like, "Please stop talking to me like this. I have a family," and I said "fuck you."
Oh, did your mom then get an email from that guy?
No, she got an email from AOL chat because they reported me.
Oh my god! What did your mom say? I would have been
she
like,
was like, "Why did you do this?" And I was like,
because I'm fucking
he was coming at me, bro. Like
of course you did.
Wait, try it. You read the whole conversation. This man was fucking coming at me.
You don't got
but
the
in
fucking
reality, I was like going into political. Would you fucking Yasser Arafat? Would you like to suck his dick? Like
yeah,
like,
yeah.
like,
Dylan, I don't know if you guys know this, but Dylan was Dylan has stopped being political because he was very political during the war in Kosovo.
Yeah, and it's also like anytime someone's like that comment really hurt my feelings. Like I'm like, it's 100% an 11 or 12-year-old. It's that age where you're still shitty. You know swear words. There's this 2 years where it's like you know all the swear words, but it hasn't really clicked that your mind and body is ruled by trying to procreate now, and you're just a fucking maniac.
I remember in one of my promo hits to Australia, I paid for a bunch of Instagram ads, and a bunch of people started being like, "You're not funny. You're not funny." And I started just arguing with them in the chat. It was when they were like, "Engage in the chat. It'll push your clips." This is pre-pandemic. And what was so interesting is they all got really angry. I was like two or three of them DM me and being like, "Hey, you're not supposed to respond." And I just kept being like, I think that I would just like to clarify your comment. And it was really like one guy was like, "Hey, I just want to let you know I'm joking." And I was like, "Yeah, me too." And then we just went back to just like me clarifying what he was saying. And then two other people got so like, "This isn't how you play the game." And you're like, "Oh, you're both 10." Like,
oh no, 100%. Yeah, I don't know. Every time someone comments something on TikTok, I go, "Hey, whoa! I saw this guy live and he was great." And they're like, "Aren't you him?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not." And they'll be like, "No, but it's clearly your account. You posted the video." And I'm like, "No, I didn't." And
oh,
then,
it's the best. I denying. No, that was you.
oh,
man.
you want to get fucking? I said opposite day when I was 33 years old. You want to fucking get juvenile? I was 33 saying opposite day.
Yeah, you don't fuck with us. We have a business where we get paid to say come. Come.
Yeah,
that's $5. Come. That's $5. Come. That's $5. I just make $15 saying come. You want to fucking do this? I'll go all fucking day, you immature little bitch.
Oh, also comment this in the chat, but I came up with this. I'm trying to remember it. This has been a hailstorm of a week, but I came up with an idea for some new merch. It's literally just Gold's Gym, but instead of Gold's, I replace it with Come Gym. So if you guys want string tees that say Come Gym.
Yep. I mean,
I don't think we could do string tees because Patreon won't have it, because I want it to be all part of the Patreon stuff, because Redbubble kind of S's us over, and the only way to like clear money and actually take some home would be to literally to sell it live. But just something to give back for you guys, if you guys want Come
Gym. I like Come
and then
Gym
you just
a
cut
lot.
the sleeves off yourself, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. You have to cut the sleeves off yourself. Like it's
cut the sleeves off, or I show up to your house, don't care the money, take it back.
Yeah, if you do not cut the sleeves off your house, we're coming to your house and we're beating you up. We're bringing bats. We're bringing distractions. I'm going to throw my water in your face. Dylan's going to hit you in the back with a bat. That's our first fight move.
Yeah, I would love to
Second part of that, we get very guilty. We feel very bad. Oh, I'm so sorry.
I would love to have merch that was just underwear, but there's a brown spot on the butt. But that's not something that we can have.
That sounds like
Patreon. For some reason, Patreon doesn't have underwear that you can send out.
Yeah, for some reason, I can't believe the fundraising website that's been co-opted by podcasters won't let us set out fake shit-stained underwear. Yeah. What's next? We're not allowed to send out T-shirts that look like they got cum on them?
They always have like suggestions for creators on Patreon, and I'm like, when will you add the ability to send out very incredibly crusty real Cumden underwear 4 times a year?
Yeah, when can we
just it's in the mailbox.
Yeah.
I really like these guys, but I'm going to get mailed some strangers cum. Not even our cum, just stranger cum.
You know how I subscribe to the Wrestler Review Patreon? Just 4 times a year, we're going to have crusty underwear. Make sure the kids don't touch them. Why? Well, I know these fellas, and it's definitely some sort of relish mayonnaise concoction that they're calling fun cum.
Oh, we should have the Wrestler Review for families, so we should just have one where we don't swear at all.
Oh my God, Wrestler Review for families? I was just talking about this nice fellow, and he was not drinking
oh, man.
cum.
That's something that would take a ton of time, and if we had a bunch of money, I would totally pay a production guy to cut down all the swearing and be like, that was actually a
You could get through the
and
year
then
in
Jim
McMahon
Cornette,
in 5
nothing
minutes.
happened.
Yeah, the year in McMahon. Vince McMahon is dead. That's it.
No, I think it'd be longer than we think, but it'd probably be a solid 15 each episode.
Let me ask you this. Do you remember one thing we learned from the year of McMahon? I remember nothing. Because here was the thing that's also crazy about that. We also did it in the pandemic year. So it was like the most weird year mentally. And then every week we had to talk about this awful, awful man.
Awful man. I mean, the one thing we didn't touch on that I can't believe we didn't is that his real last name isn't McMahon. Which is like, of course he doesn't want his name to be Vince McMahon Jr. His last name when he started his life wasn't McMahon. Vince McMahon Sr. was like, yeah.
Oh, yeah, because he abandoned him, of course.
Yeah. And then you imagine that your dad abandons you and then he takes you back, but you have to take his last name? I'd be like, fuck you. But Vince McMahon is a lizard person. Not a lizard person, but he's like, I'll just get my revenge when
Does anyone else also feel like that
Yeah, there was like a you could buy the company, but you're junior now, Vince. No.
Yeah, man, that is something that is the perfect balance for being a success in any business is that you get your dad's company, but you have to change some part of your name
I mean,
and
I'm
identity.
still back on the fact of I can't think of a wrestling
But that's
a wrestling
business.
but a wrestling company that isn't owned wasn't started by your dad's money because it's not WCW because WCW is Jim Crockett Promotions. Jim Crockett Promotions was started by Jim Crockett's dad, Big Jim Crockett.
This is the thing, though. This is how business works. Because you can look at it like obviously, probably if you guys are listening out here, and obviously people who listen to the
You
show
all have
even
MBAs.
more so.
Everyone knows that the only way you can get our Patreon is you have to have a master's in business administration.
Exactly. You have to get a BA, and then you have to get a BJ. Or
Goddamn right, and get yourself an HJ from someone who went to Yale.
Ooh, Yale. Or a flick of the bean. Sorry.
Someone who went
Anyway.
to Harvard.
Big Mouth, Nick Kroll. Nick Kroll is a generationally wealthy man. His dad did something with money that is very
His dad
complicated.
is one of the people that was both responsible and benefited from the 2008 financial crash. Nick Kroll is from like Illuminati money. You know how conspiracy theorists shout about George Soros? George Soros did none of that. Nick Kroll's dad did. No, it's so funny. All of those comedians like Nick Kroll, Pete Holmes, Mike Birbiglia, John Mulaney are all like, we're just fun observational guys. And you're like, what did your dads do? And like Pete Holmes is like, my dad worked in oil. And you're like, that can't be good. And then John Mulaney's like, my dad was Bill Clinton's lawyer. And he was like, oh,
Yeah.
your dad was the one who thought up, you know how we beat Monica Lewinsky? We call her a whore.
Mhm.
And then what did your dad do, Nick Kroll? You know, money, he eats it. We're just fun guys. And it's just like, oh yeah.
Well, so this is what I'm saying though. This is how it works. Is like your first generation are people who come to new country, have a bunch of great ideas, or are very smart, work very hard, achieve thing, but can't get notoriety because they don't have the time because they're working 20 hours a day gathering finances, and then their children come out with the exact same intelligence as the previous generation, but also the option to just fucking literally just gut it out doing whatever they want for 10 years while heroes like me and John, no, that's not
Damn
true.
right.
But anyway, by while other people just have to be like, oh, I got to do this gig in Weird Town because I got to buy diapers.
Yeah, unlike fucking Dylan and I, who
Not
are
that I'm fucking hard done by any stretch of the imagination.
I am. I'm fucking struggling all the time.
John grew up in the Glebe. You know what happens?
I
if
did
you
not grow up in
don't
the Glebe.
have
Go fuck
fucking
yourself. I did not
caviar
grow up in the
Glebe?
fucking Glebe. I grew up in
Someone gives it to me.
Westboro. I am not from the fucking Glebe. There is no
John was in the
apothecaries.
Westboro Baptist Church, and he
I grew up in the
believes
Westboro
if you
Baptist
masturbate,
Church.
that's
I
not
made the
only a sin,
signs.
it's
I was the one who
punishable.
suggested, guys, what if we take our website URL, put them on signs, because I would like to go for a walk.
Is that guy still alive?
He is not still alive, but I can tell you the entire. So basically, what happened was he started a cult that was just his family.
What was the fucking? Oh yeah, the day after George Carlin died, he's like, George Carlin's in hell. That was sick.
Fred Phillips. Oh yeah, that guy fucking sucked.
Do you know who the
And-
number one civil rights lawyer in the '60s was?
Fred Phelps.
Fred Phelps. Bible doesn't mention anything about not liking black people.
Yeah,
He's just a
this-
Bible literalist, which is fucking crazy. Within
this
his
is-
lifetime, he went the face of evil, and like 30 years earlier, he was like, get this fucking hippie out of here.
There's a remarkable moment where Fred Phelps goes crazy, and it's Fred Phelps discovers the park near his house was being used for guys to suck off, and he literally that day was like, we start a church, we declare war on homosexuality, and everyone's like, Fred, you're taking this a bit too seriously. Are you secretly a gay guy? And he's like, I am in no way that. I am in no way very attracted to hot boys. And they're like, oh, that's what it is. And then he
Well,
just
It must have been crazy for
Rude.
him, where it's like he won the title, buddy. He in his mind, he's like, well, legally racism is over, so that must mean in reality it is. I beat racism, me, Fred Phelps. What's another thing I can defeat? Oh, these gentlemen seem to be having fun. I hate that.
Yeah, no, it was that. So basically, what happened was he took over. Then he got Alzheimer's and realized what he was.
Not Alzheimer's.
Either way, either
You got
way.
Alzheimer's.
No, you don't. Do not fucking correct me. I will fucking.
He's one of the most.
How do you like that? How do you like that, bitch? I cut your mic. I cut your mic.
No, John, talk.
Okay. So
Nope.
the kitty's got claws. Kitty.
Oh, sick.
Meow, Dylan.
And
Meow.
I'm on the left now.
Fred Phelps was nice to some like protesters in front of his house because he had dementia, and then his family was like, "He's gone soft, throw him out." And then his daughter
Shot him.
bang, and then his daughter tried to take over, and then this one family had joined the cult in like 40 years, the Drain family, and then he was like, "The Bible says women are poo-poo heads. I'm in charge now," and everyone was like, "Yep, that's how that works." So this guy just took over the cult. And he walks around with a cane, just talking about how gay people are bad, and he can't believe that his daughters have left him. And that's
Well,
it.
I mean, Bobby Mayer said it best, but this is his words, not mine, and I'm giving him credit for something he's probably not proud of saying, which whatever. But genuinely, like, Christians, some Christians, I would say all Christians, but some Christians, some religious people go to bed thinking, if I just don't like gay people, then I'll live forever. And if that was something that I thought was achievable, I would 100% just force myself to hate other people. But, I mean, I genuinely think you just die and you're dead. And that's sad, and let's have fun while we're here. Unfortunately, this chat got weird. I started off talking about
loved
Surfer
it.
Sting, and you know what? That's a very goth thing to say.
You know,
so
but also know what's very
let's fucking
funny
smoke
about Surfer
cigarettes in the
Sting? Let me
ball!
tell you.
Woo!
Let me tell you where Surfer Sting is surfing to. A beach where Fred Phelps is. This is the other thing that no one ever talks about wrestling, which is we are like never ask an old wrestler about their politics because either they are still drinking and they're like, "Let me tell you, I want to fuck Chelsea Clinton back in the '90s, though, bro." You're like, "Oh no!"
I'm gonna feel her
And then-
tit jugs, and I'm gonna feel her ass jugs.
the exact. Oh, what's an ass jug? It's something
Her
I
ass.
taped to their
You
ass.
just say, "I just had jugs."
But there's nothing scarier than a really Christian wrestler. What do you believe in that they've got to go?
Oh yeah, who was the fucking guy who got fired? But like, it was like his and his character, his name was Striker. It was like he was like a super Christian guy, but also his wrestling name. He was in NXT. He was jacked. He was like an ex-military guy, and his last name, I think, was Striker. And it's just crazy when you like combine that, and he's also like he's got like kind of a quasi-Nazi name. I'm
Yeah,
just
well,
trying to
the
think
thing
of like guys whose characters have changed more, and I would love it if obviously the greatest character and the greatest stable in the history of professional wrestling now is obviously the Acclaimed and the Ass Boys, Billy Gunn's kids, and I would love if Billy Gunn, they're just like good heels. Like I think that the Gunn family and the Gunn Club are like some of the best fucking. You can beat them every week, and everyone will be like, "I will pay money to watch that little piece of shit get beaten up again." And I would just love it if Billy Gunn.
No one talks about
Yeah.
the amazing legacy of Billy Gunn. Billy Gunn is 75 years old.
Dude, he's fucking 60, and he's fucking jacked.
He looks delicious. Like I
He's
don't
going
know.
to fall apart like a fucking Corvette that's taped together.
I don't know.
But-
What he strikes me as is he strikes me as one of those guys that's just like, how's that guy alive? And it's like, well, no one knows. His heart will just explode when he's 70.
He's like Triple H, I guarantee, where it's like he can just take the steroids.
Here's the thing that's very interesting is a lot of people. So there's a bunch of studies now being done, not studies, but a lot of sort of like informal kind of fucking there's a bunch of rock stars from the 60s and 70s that can sing and are still really good. And then there's a bunch of rock stars that have really fallen off and their voices are fucked. And what everyone's kind of going is it's cigarettes. It wasn't booze. It wasn't actually the drugs that fucked up. Like it was smoking cigarettes is what fucking got these guys. And I think with wrestling is that thing of it's like, yeah, like Billy Gunn had a period where he was doing a bunch of pills, but mostly he just did steroids and go to the gym. Triple H was sober the whole time. Yeah, his heart almost exploded, but they saved him because it wasn't also weak from doing a bunch of cocaine. Like, you know, like Kevin Nash has had to have all these additional surgeries as well. And I think that like what we're going to learn is it's like steroids are bad, but they're much better for you if you're just doing steroids and not like 80 pain pills as well.
Yeah, I honestly believe steroids, it kind of turns out, has the same risks as smoking cigarettes, where it's like, yeah, you're just going to take a good 10, 15 years off your life.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like you're going to die fast, like actual. you know.
Yeah, you're gonna
You're
die
just gonna
like
deteriorate your body way faster because you're putting a bunch of fucking A pressure on your bones and B you're fucking with your like
Put-
balance in your.
you want to
whole
put
body.
some pressure on my bones, Dylan?
What was I gonna say? No, Billy Gunn. Here's what Billy Gunn. Much like Sting, Surfer, Goth Sting, Billy Gunn will come out. Gun Club goes, we're mean, ha 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 ha.
They would
And then,
do
you know,
that.
the Acclaimed goes, yo, hey everybody, here's a rap about you. I drink a lot of pee and you drink a lot of poo. And then it's like, whoa. And then Billy Gunn comes out and he's like, I love to fuck ass. The only times I didn't fuck ass is when I made these two. And then he hands the mic, and that's his new catchphrase.
Do you understand how much merch I would buy if that became his character? I'm here not to fuck ass. I'm here to kick ass, actually. I want to clarify that. If that was on a t-shirt, I would take that t-shirt, go to a tattoo parlor and go, tattoo this on my dick.
How
My
great would
dick
it
is
be
as
if,
big as most people's chests.
Austin Gunn's thing was that he was, or maybe you team Billy Gunn with Daniel Garcia. Maybe you team him with Kyle O'Reilly. Make him the manager. I know the size wouldn't match up.
Oh, fuck.
But
You
just
have
so
to go. Can
Kyle
I just
O'Reilly
take
could come out.
Can I
and be
pause for
like,
1 second?
I'm gonna stretch your ass, and then Billy Gunn goes, and I'm gonna stretch your ass. You know what I mean?
Okay, can I just say this about Kyle O'Reilly, and then you have to go, and I'm sorry. And thank you, everyone, for enjoying the chat episode. We're not plugging anything. Just keep subscribing to our Patreon. We love you. Suck our dicks. When did Kyle O'Reilly get put into the main event of AEW? When he won that battle royal, I was like, snooze fest. Go like.
Well, it's the mid card battle royal, and this is the thing about AEW. There's a very clear mid card, and which is good, which is something people complain about WWE.
But the problem I had with it was as soon as he won, I was like, well, I guess Jon Moxley gets to be the interim champion. Like,
but who would have won that battle royal, and you would have thought, holy fuck, this guy could beat Moxley? Because like 3 people have beaten Moxley.
MJF. I tweeted it out on our social media channels. Put MJF in the fucking battle royal. MJF's the interim champion, threatening to leave every fucking 20 minutes. Hello.
Yeah, but I think that they're trying to redo the Summer of Punk, but do it well. So I think that.
Well, I got some bad news for. I got some bad news for them. The Summer of Punk is over. He has to go have surgery. Don't make the mistake. This is a mistake that AEW likes to make a lot, which is they'll change course a bit, but not acknowledge the reality of their situation. Do you know what I'm saying? Like when they first came in as a company, they really did that, where they were like, we're going to do it everything this way. And everyone was like, this is not what we were expecting. And they're like, well, I hope you like more of the same. And they're like, no! Get Joey Janela off my fucking television.
He's no longer in the company.
I know he is. No longer with the company. It just took them a while to correct course.
John was just upset about Sonny Kiss. The only person that was more angry about Sonny Kiss than Cornette was John.
Who do you think wrote Cornette's rant?
and then you say a bunch of stuff about Denny's weirdly.
Yeah. And make sure that when you get in trouble for this, feign ignorance in a way that makes no one believe you. What are you talking about? That she's not gross, he said.
And the second thing, we'll close on this, but I do think it's kind of fun that Jim Cornette uses the exact same tactics as the right-wing people that he fucking hates, because he truly does that whole right-wing politician thing where he says something super fucked up, but then just moves on and just kind of makes himself lie-proof.
That's very fun. Yeah, that is very much what he does. Or it's also he kind of does the version of I'm just asking questions. Like it's kind of what he does is he's just like I'm just saying.
I'm just stating a fact. I don't like trans people. That is a fact.
I'm just stating a fact. Every person I know who has been gay has eaten a bowl of my human shit. Now, they were told it was not that, but they still did it. They're shit eaters. Brian Last, do you think that they're shit eaters? I'm Jim Cornette. Can I say this about Jim Cornette's podcast and most wrestling podcasts that we have not fallen into?
That's not us.
Which is, I want to know where these wrestlers meet these like random dudes that are then like, hey, someone told me to start a podcast. You're slightly younger than me and not in wrestling. Do you know how to do that? And then he's like, no, but I'll do it with you, I guess. And he's like, that's good.
Yeah. You just find someone with patience, I think. Like
And in
we're on
Conrad-
equal footing. This is a very actually. We're on equal footing in this thing. That is kind of a weird thing. Usually it's a wrestler and just some guy who will be patient with that wrestler, and I'm sure takes 90% of the profit.
I think he does not take 90% of the profit, but I hear.
You don't think Conrad Thompson pays like Ric Flair a weird low salary?
No, because it's his father-in-law. So I feel like he actually does him right, but I know he
You
doesn't.
think that Ric Flair's daughters like Ric Flair?
No, but I think Ric Flair's daughters are like, you actually have to pay him
Oh, you gotta
something
take care of him now. 'cause
reasonable,
he's
or he
just
will be
posted an
here.
internet video or Instagram video where he's doing a rowing machine, but in like legit 7 chains.
Yeah, it's also like, yeah, we better give him some more money. He just sent a video from a Coco's to go, and he is fully naked, just stirring drinks with his dick.
That is one of the things where it's like, I think with Ric Flair, we were talking about how like once Me Too and like once wrestlers are made accountable for stuff they've said and done, it'll be a fucking hailstorm. But Ric Flair's a weird one where it's like so many rappers love Ric Flair that it'll be
So
really
funny.
sad when like all that shit comes out.
But it already has come out. Like Ric
They
Flair,
just
it's
kind of are like whatever. Yeah, I
Well,
mean
it was-
honestly, they're like under no illusions that this guy from the South who performed
That's what it is.
exclusively in the South.
yeah, it was like like it's that thing of like everyone's like, can you believe this guy's a monster? And it's like, for sure. Like, yeah, we knew he was. Like, what's your fucking pro? I didn't realize everyone was a little baby.
Yeah, and he's like also like a clown. It's not like they're like, wow, I really like and respect this guy. They're like, look at this fucking guy. He's like,
Yeah,
you know
this
what Ric
old
Flair's
man
like?
is
He's
drinking
like that steak
fucking-
guy.
He's drinking kamikazes at a keg. Like, who gives a fuck?
I love it. Anyway, that is the chat episode. We talked about we said we were gonna have a whole thing that we did, and then we just kind of bailed on that.
We actually did it. No, we talked about Hogan becoming a
about
star. It would have actually been very similar. We just had to run through the logic. I can't remember what the other topic we're going to do later, which is please guys send in all of our lists. So let's get a list of promoters,
Mm-hmm.
and we're going to list from best to worst. Paul Bosch, I think, is probably going to be the best one. And then we're going to go to the worst. I'm saying right now in my head, worst is Bill Watts.
Where's just Bill Watts?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It's really hard because
Oh, it might be
Vern
actually
Gagne
worse. Might be
knew
Vince
his
McMahon.
cruiserweight champion was a pedophile
Oh, yeah.
who was
Vern
fucking
Gagne
his
is.
own daughter.
See, Bill Watts, I was going Grizzly Smith. There's no way he didn't know that
Grizzly Smith and Hank Aaron, but I don't know, man.
Yeah.
We'll talk more about this another time, but yeah, give us your list. Give us your list, what you think,
Yeah.
and then we'll do ours.
Give us a list.
We should probably only do a top 5 because it'll take so long. Anyway,
How-
bye guys, enjoy.
Fuck
Mwah. Also, Rob
you.
Black is still. For
Oh
sure.
my God, I forgot about Rob Black. See, this
See.
is why we need this list.
Bye, I burped.